Today we're gonna be making my mom's recipe for banana bread. So first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350. What you'll need for this recipe is pancake mix, but if you don't have pancake mix, you can always use flour, but my mom likes to use pancake mix because she thinks it's like lighter tasting bread. Also gonna need sugar, baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. And you're also gonna need 3 eggs, oil, vanilla extract, and 4 to 5 bananas that are like super ripe. And so I have these 2 bananas right here. Like the browner they are, the better. And then I also have like, so if they're already really bad, you can always freeze them ahead of time. And it's real nasty looking because I defrosted it. But don't worry, the darker it is, the better tasting it'll be. Like it's like super sweet, you know? You can try and eat that without the bread, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you also need 2 bowls. One for the dry ingredients and one for the wet ingredients. And then let's get started. Well, I'll start out with the flour. And with flour, you always want to spoon it. You don't want to like take your measuring cup and just dig it in because it can get super packed. And then since like America goes by cups, like it could be a lot more flour than you think it will be. Or like than the recipe actually calls for. So I'll just get like a spoon and then like spoon it into it. And then you're gonna want to like level it off. It's 3 cups. 1. Okay. Next is 2 cups of sugar. Let me not be super clumsy and making this out of my life. Then you're gonna do a teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So now that you have all your ingredients in a bowl, you're just gonna mix, or all the dry ingredients, you're just gonna mix it all together. Okay, now that we have all of our dry ingredients, we're gonna start doing the wet ingredients in the mixer. You don't have to have a mixer, you can just do it by hand with like a wooden spoon or something, or any type of spoon. There's no like heavy mixing involved. I just want to make it easy on myself. So the first thing you'll need are the bananas. So it's 4 to 5 bananas, and you're just gonna want to like, if you're using a wooden spoon, just like mush it with the spoon. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like any type of banana you have laying around, don't want to throw them away. Make banana bread. So I had 2 frozen bananas and 2 bananas like that were fine. Oh, that's the oven. Even this is still like not crazy ripe. You could just wait a little longer if you want. You're just gonna mix it. So after it looks something like that, that's perfect. The next step is 3 eggs. The oil next. 3/4 cups of oil. Oh, and if you don't have any measuring cups, honestly, you know those like Asian rice bowls? One of those is 1 cup. So you could always just use that and kind of like eye it. And also, you know one of those Asian spoons that you eat pho with? That is 1 tablespoon. Last step is 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You're just gonna mix this all up. You can always do it by hand. Okay, now that that is done, What you're gonna wanna do is either mix the wet into the dry or the dry into the wet. In this case, since my stand mixer's with the wet ingredient bowl, I'm just gonna put this in. Careful because it can get messy. Just mix it just enough so that it like combines. Like if you do it too much, then the flour will get overworked and then your bread will be like really firm and hard. So you don't want that. You want moist bread. Just make sure you also scrape the bowl on the edges and the bottom because there might be leftover like the flour mixture stuck in there. But now that we have our batter, we're gonna go ahead and line some baking pans. You're gonna line it with either like foil, parchment paper, just don't do wax paper. Or even if you don't have any of those, you could use butter and like just spread it on there. Or if you have like oil, you can do that, or cooking spray, just anything so that it doesn't stick to the pan. So I usually use a pan that's this big, but I found these in our cabinet and they're so cute and tiny. I'm gonna ignore the fact that they're Christmas colored, but we're just brushing it with oil now. And then I'm gonna take some of these line papers and just like pop it in so it's easier to pull out later. You could also just take a napkin and dip it in the oil and then just rub it. So now that we have all of those filled, we're just gonna pour the batter now. It's about 3/4 of the way full. That way when it rises, it doesn't overflow. So the cooking time will depend on the size of your pan, but basically what you're gonna wanna look out for is if the top is nice and springs back up, and if you put a toothpick or a chopstick inside it, it'll come out clean, and that's how you know it's done. So my mom's been making this recipe since I was a kid, and it's very close to my heart because of that. Because back then, we would make this together and then we would pack it up into like little sized breads like that, and then I'd wrap it up and then I'd give it to my teachers at school, back in elementary school. And it's just kind of different now because like when I was a kid, I lived with my mom and then I moved to live with my dad back in like 7th grade. So now that she still is away, it's just nice to do her recipes every now and then, and it's still a nice way to connect with her. Also, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for it to bake, I'm gonna be playing Animal Crossing. I just got the Switch like this week. So it's been about 45 minutes, and here is how they turned out. And this is the way you can find out if it's ready. If you tap it and it springs back like that, it's all done. Or you can just take a toothpick, and if it comes out clean from the middle, then you're good. I don't know why they kind of have like these little dents, but trust me, it'll taste delicious regardless. And I'm so excited to eat them. It's still really warm. Oh my gosh, it's so fluffy. I don't know if you saw that steam. Cheers. Excited. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys want to see more baking or cooking recipes. I've been pretty into it lately as I've been bored at home. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see ya in my next video, maybe. Thanks.